What's going on, guys? Thanks for watching. Keep calm and game on. We're back looking at some video games, maybe playing some video games, chatting, reading your guys' comments. You know, the usual. The usual. Um, I haven't really streamed in a few well, it's been more than a few days, but just with everything that's been happening in the world lately, let's just say I haven't really been in the mood, you know. Um, it's been it's been some pretty dark days as of late with just everything that's happened with Charlie Kirk, um which is just incredibly messed up, and the fact that there's people online celebrating what happened. That's just really just evil, in my opinion. I think a lot of people think the same thing, regardless on if you liked what he talked about, liked his viewpoints, um, what happened to him. That wasn't that wasn't that wasn't right. And if you're like overjoyed about him passing away, then subscribe for my channel because I really don't want you here. Simple as that. Simple as that. That guy had a family. He was just expressing himself, expressing his views, trying to help people. And like I said, whether you believed in what he was preaching or not, it doesn't matter. He didn't deserve to be killed like that. So if you think it was a good thing, you can unsubscribe. Simple as that. Because that, I don't want you a part of this community if that's the mindset you have. Nobody should be celebrating somebody's death, and it's as simple as that. So, I pray for his family, his daughters, his wife, and it just a tragedy what happened, and nobody deserves that. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't give you the right to take their life. That's just not how we do things. But yeah, if you think I'm wrong, if you are just overjoyed that he's no longer with us, you can unsubscribe from my channel. Unsubscribe. I don't care. I don't care. How you doing, Thunder Ducky? Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And I pray for his family. I pray for. I just pray for America. I pray for the world. There's probably some dark time. I mean, we're going through some dark times now, but I feel like there's going to be more dark times ahead. So we will see what happens, and pray for the best. But I also I pray for that girl that got murdered on the I believe it was the train, subway, not too long before Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that was just horrific. And just I believe there was a school shooting the same day Charlie Kirk got taken out, and just a lot of things around the world that have been happening lately. It's kind of hard to keep up with all of them. It's like you can't even process one before another one happens. But definitely sad. But I hope all the people that have been celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk do lose their jobs, because that's just messed up. You shouldn't celebrate somebody dying, whether you agree with them or not. That's just wrong. And I have seen a lot of people on Twitter and stuff, posting videos about how they got fired because they voiced their opinion. And yeah, well, you can voice your opinion, but doesn't mean your employer is going to be happy with it, or the customers of that company are going to be happy with it. So And yes, I did hear about the churches. A lot of people going to church Sunday. A lot of people signing up for his Turning Point, um, campaign. So I think something positive will definitely come from this. I think it's a wake up call to a lot of people, and I think a lot of I think people are starting to see people's true colors. You know, you might think, oh, this person's a great person. Meanwhile, they're on the internet just posting hate. You know, and that's not cool. So I hope that all these people that are just overjoyed that they all get found out and they lose their jobs. And if they don't lose their jobs, I hope they still get, found out. So us as customers, as people, can decide if we want to, buy from that company or not, whether it's video games, movies, whatever it is. Um, so yeah, even if they don't get fired, I hope they get found out, and we're able to make the choice if we want to support those companies that keep them employed or not. So I'm glad to see that a lot of people have been held accountable, and I hope it doesn't stop. Same with the people that are like vandalizing, um, the vigils and stuff across America. Just ripping up the flowers and spray painting it, and I hope all those people get caught and arrested. But yeah, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and definitely praying for his family and all of the people that knew him. Yep, people can say anything behind a monitor, but turn out to be utter wimps in person. Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly, and I hope a lot of people on the left realize that the party they are a part of. Um, I'm not saying everybody on the left is overjoyed that this happened. I know a lot of people think it's a terrible thing, just like I do. But I hope it kind of opens some people's eyes and they realize, like, hey, do I really want to be affiliated with this party that has so many individuals that are just spreading hate? So I hope people start to ask themselves, do I want to be a part of this? And I've seen videos on Twitter and stuff of people just saying they're leaving the party, or they didn't know Charlie Kirk personally, but they're starting to read their Bibles, they're starting to go to church. So I do think it's having a very profound effect on this country, and it's definitely an interesting time we're living in. But hopefully, something very good comes out of this. I believe so. I believe so. But Thunder Ducky, how you doing, man? How are things going with you? It's been pretty crazy, just with everything going on in the news, and um, I've been talking about getting my new pipes for my house, like plumbing redone. So we finally decided on a contractor to come and do that. So I've been kind of like cleaning out my house and moving things because they're gonna have to like open up the wall behind the bathroom to get to the pipes. And so I've been kind of trying to organize things and get things moved around and whatnot. Yep. But definitely crazy times. Definitely crazy. And like there's people that I know that I'm not gonna say they straight up said they're happy about the Charlie Kirk thing, but because of things they've said in the past to me about Charlie Kirk, the fact that they just hated him, weren't fans of him, just because of things like that, I feel like maybe they're not too distressed over the fact that he's no longer with us, and so I've kind of distanced myself from some of those people. And, maybe they'll come around and whatever. But just because of things they've said in the past, like after Trump almost got assassinated, and them saying stuff like I wish how did the guy miss, and maybe they were just joking around or whatever. But I'm like, that's just not cool. And at the time, I'm like, it's just them being them voicing their opinion or whatever. But I'm like, nah. And yeah, and they also, these people I've kind of distanced myself from. They were also fans of Hassan Piker. Um, they thought it was just like the greatest thing, and they have said they've stopped watching him as much because he seems a little bit more extreme. So I'll give them that, but at the same time, it's like you know. So I've just kind of been asking myself, do I really want to spend my spare time, my free time, with people that probably hold some similar opinions as people that are posting videos online of them saying they were happy Charlie Kirk is no longer with us. And, I'm just like, do I really want to affiliate myself with those people? And some of them are coworkers, and maybe they don't really think the way those people on Twitter are thinking and posting, and I'm sure they think it's a bad thing. But one of the people I work with, when I told them like Charlie Kirk got shot, they were like, about time, just like making a joke of it. And then they saw the video like 5 minutes later, and they were like, bro, that's messed up. So it's like people say things just like off the top of their head, like, oh, that guy's a racist, whatever. I'm glad this happened, and then they see what words like that can actually do, you know, and it's like maybe that's they're rethinking the way they've been thinking. I don't know, but I've just kind of been disgusted with a lot of just a lot of things I've heard certain people I know say in the past, and it's kind of like when I saw that happen to Charlie Kirk, I'm like, it just started like those things that they've said just started to like I start to remember things they've said, and it like sounded kind of similar to like what I've been seeing other people post, and I'm just kind of disgusted by the whole thing. So I just been like taking some time away from hanging out with those people, and maybe I'll come around and change my mind at some point if I decide they don't think like that. But I'm just like, I don't really want to be around that kind of negativity, especially now. So I've just been kind of taking some time, not really hanging out with certain people after work, and I haven't really told them exactly why, but I think they kind of know, you know. And at the same time, like I just don't want to like blow up at them and be like, you know. So I've just been just taking some time because like even though I didn't know Charlie Kirk personally, I've only saw like a handful of his videos. I'd see him making like guest appearances on podcasts I watch and stuff. But just for some reason, it just feels like I knew the guy. I feel like a lot of people kind of feel that way. That they just like it's kind of like a friend passed away type thing. It's kind of really hard to explain, but I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. I can only imagine, for the young people going to college and stuff that saw him in person and got like signatures from him, and like they watched him like just kind of like religiously, and they just saw like every podcast he was on, and were just really big fans, to just see that happen. I can only imagine how they're feeling when me as a person who only saw like a handful of videos and knew of him, kind of feels the way I'm feeling. I can only imagine how his family feels, how, just people that grew up watching him feel. It's, just crazy. And yeah, when I heard he got shot, my dad called me. He's like, Charlie Kirk got shot. I'm like, oh crap. And then like, I'm like, well, he didn't say he died or anything. I'm just thinking maybe he got like shot in the shoulder or something. Like maybe it's not that bad, right? So I go on my break, and I open up Twitter, and the first clip, I'm like, okay, this maybe he's got shot in the shoulder. Watch this quick clip, and it was just brutal, and since then I still can't get it out of my head. It just like replays on loop. It just the brutality of it, and I was just thinking like when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, it didn't say he passed away, but that looks really bad. And I heard like he was in critical condition, but he still had a pulse. And then like 5 minutes after that, it's like he's passed away. So it's just like it all happened, just all happened like super fast. And I still haven't fully processed it, but like I kept it like I kept it together during work, but like when I got home, I just started like bawling my eyes out. And for like the past 3 days, like I'll just be watching like videos. He'll pop up on my newsfeed of like past videos of him talking about his faith and stuff, and or like I saw the video his wife put out. Yeah, I just like started crying. You know, it's just it's just hard to watch. It's just hard to know that that evil exists. You know, whether again with politics views or not, everyone should be angry if father was taken from his children and a husband from his wife, his family utterly destroyed. Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's like you don't have to agree with the guy, but to like be happy that that happened and to like post about it on the internet, that's just, and I've seen people on college campuses just like singing about it, just, and all those people, like, I think the one person I saw, she got expelled from the college and people losing their jobs. I'm like, yeah, if, and it's crazy because I'm seeing like, even here in Idaho, I'm seeing like there was a cheerleading coach that was saying some bad stuff on video and just posting it to TikTok, and she got laid off, you know, and that's like here in Idaho. And like in Texas, I heard like the governor um like said there was like over 100 different teachers. I think it was teachers, 100 different teachers from different schools that are now like not with not with the school system anymore and are like banned from teaching in the state. Like 100 different teachers, and like those teachers that have that much hate are like they're basically raising our kids. Like they're pushing this type of propaganda on our kids. You know, I'm just like I'm seeing teachers that said this type of crap. I'm seeing like veterinarians. I'm seeing doctors. I'm like, yo, you don't realize it's that bad until they start like posting that crap on the internet, It's like straight up doctors. And like who's to say like if you're going to a doctor and you like have an American flag tattooed on your arm or something, or like, a pro Trump hat, and you go into this doctor that has obviously so much hate in their hearts, who's to say like they're not going to give you the proper treatment you need, or maybe possibly do something nefarious because they just know you support the side they're not on. It's just like it just a scary thought, that there's doctors, teachers, professors, FBI agents have gotten fired, people in our military, generals in our military, that just posting this heinous stuff online. And it's like, especially the teacher thing, is like these teachers are essentially raising our kids, you know? And you wonder why like all this like kids are so messed up, they don't know like what sex they are. They don't know if they want to be a boy or a girl, and all this stuff is like, oh well, they just were born that way. I'm like, or they've had teachers like putting all this crap into their mind and they don't even know what to think. They're very impressionable at that young of an age, and like most people's brains don't fully develop until like they're past 18 years old. I've heard like with men that their brains don't develop till like in their 20s or whatever. So it's just crazy. It's like in a video I did a while ago. I saw this with FEMA when a storm hit North Carolina. FEMA was told to avoid, ignore houses. Yeah, I heard about that. Yep. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad I never went to college because I've had family members that seemed pretty normal, right? We were all homeschooled. Me and my siblings were homeschooled. Then they kind of went off to college. And now it's like they're completely different people. And not necessarily in a good way, you know? They don't really talk to me or my parents unless they absolutely have to. They're pro this, pro that. And they weren't really like that, you know? And obviously, there's the internet and there's streamers they watch. And, like, you know, one of my brothers, he was a big fan of Destiny. I don't know if you've ever heard of the streamer Destiny on Twitch. He actually met him in person. He came to Idaho once. He got his picture with him, kind of hung out with him while he was doing a live stream. And granted, back then he wasn't. This was like maybe 5 years back. So he wasn't as extreme back then, Destiny. But like I see videos of him now, like going on the mainstream news, just like spreading so much hate. Like the stuff Destiny has said recently, just about Trump supporters and Charlie Kirk, it's just nuts. Yeah, and I don't know if my brother is still a fan. I hope he's not. This brother, he's pretty level headed. Like, so I feel like he's probably distanced himself from him. But it's like, you know, people, like all these kids are watching these streamers, you know, play video games or whatever, talking politics, and they're getting brainwashed. It's like, oh well, my favorite streamer who plays Fortnite, he thinks this, so I'm gonna think that, and they don't even know. You know, it's just nuts. How you doing, Miss Nightmare? And yeah, I feel you. I did see your comment you posted. I think it was today. I liked that comment, gave it a heart. I saw the video. I'm not the same person that I saw that I heard. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are feeling the same thing, Miss Nightmare. Like I talked to like I talked to my girl for the first time in like a week yesterday night. Cause like we were talking and then I hadn't heard from her in like a week. Now I just like, okay, maybe she's just busy with work and stuff. And, you know, she finally texted me back and responded to something I said a week ago. And I'm just like, you know, I'm just giving her space. And then she's like, how are you doing? And I was like, you know, I'm going to be honest. I'm taking this whole Charlie Kirk thing kind of hard. You know, I kind of almost feel like I lost a friend in a weird way. And she's like, yeah, like, you know, I didn't really watch his videos because she kind of leans left. But she's like, that was like a horrible thing to happen. And she felt like really sorry for his family. And she was also like really shaken up about what happened to the girl on the train. You know, because when she was visiting California and stuff, she would ride the bus a lot because she didn't have a car. And you know, in my mind, I'm like, that could have easily been her, just riding the bus, and some psychopath, you know, just comes up behind her and shanks her in the neck. You know, so she was just like really shaken up about that, and then the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and she saw the video, and it's just crazy. And Rhoda Rudy, how you doing, man? And you know, I'm not telling you who you should watch, Roto, right? But Destiny, I don't know, he's got some extreme views on things. Like he might have some, you know, I might agree with him in on some topics, but he's been saying some pretty crazy stuff lately. Well, just in the past few years, actually. But I don't know. You can watch who you want to watch, man. But I would say just be careful because he is a little bit extreme, in my opinion. So I always believe both sides agree with more than the Republicans. As a conservative, never was on either side. I always agreed on both. What makes sense, but more with the Republican, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Destiny's just kind of, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of gone off the deep end lately. I don't know if you saw his most recent video, Roto. He's like on Pierce Morgan, saying like the reason Charlie Kirk got shot was because Trump got elected. And it's because Trump's president that all this bad stuff's happening. We've had like 7 different major protests because Trump's been in office. I'm just thinking, well, most of the protests came from people on the left, but and he's just saying like you'll have to look up the video, man. Like it's all over the internet, but I would recommend watching it. He was like saying like conservatives, like was a good thing that this happened because it's going to keep conservatives from like going out and like doing events because they're going to be afraid, and this needs to happen more often so conservatives will stop spreading hate. And just crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Like, I'm sure he's maybe toward the middle on some topics, but when Trump got shot, he was like, he I don't know. I don't know, man. I would say just be careful because he's got some interesting views. I'll say that. He's got some interesting views. Yeah, it's he's a streamer. He goes by the name of Destiny. I'm not talking about the game, but he's a streamer. Uh but yeah, I think his like wife divorced him or something, or he got cheated on, and ever since then he just kind of like been going off the deep end. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Does not seem like a very happy individual. Let's just say that. What kind of games we got on sale? Let me just check here. I've been like clicking on things. I haven't even been looking at what I'm clicking on. Steve Miller talking about doing away with the left. I mean, I'm not saying there's extreme people on the right too, man. Like, I'm not trying to say there isn't. But I'm just saying be careful because I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like he's got a lot of hate. And when you have a following that size, I don't know. I feel like you just need to be more responsible. Because when you say stuff like that, people that are already like on the edge, they can take it as like a call to action and they can do stupid stuff like this and take out people, you know? I think they're doing some good thing for society. When in reality, they're just ruining their lives and everybody else's life. So, I don't know. See, a lot of people are spreading misinformation saying he was on the right. I believe his family was conservative, but he was like left leaning. But we'll have to see, wait for all the evidence to come out. There's been reports that like um he had like a trans roommate that he was in love with, or maybe he was just living with them, and maybe that's what caused it because of what Charlie Kirk said about, the trans community and all this stuff. Some people said he acted alone, some people said he had help. So we don't really know yet. Um, but I do know there's a lot of misinformation being put out. I've even seen photos of people like photoshopping pictures of the shooter, photoshopping like the guy's just wearing a red shirt, and people have been photoshopping where it says Trump on his shirt, and they're just posting it. So everyone's like, "Oh, he's a Trump supporter. It was a Trump supporter," when it actually wasn't. They just literally photoshopped it. So they're just like putting all this misinformation on the internet. So you know, but according to all the articles and all the news I've read, he was left leaning. But we'll have to see. Regardless if he was on the right or the left, like, still shouldn't have done what he did. But people, depending on what side they are, they're gonna believe what they want to believe. You could have like 100% proof, and if the person doesn't want to believe it, they're just gonna be like, nope, fake news, not real. So we'll have to see what happens. They're still gathering evidence and seeing if he was the only one involved, and so we shall see. But definitely a tragedy. This is stuff on sale, right? Yeah, let me see. Where are we? Oh, what's this? Guardians of the Galaxy. His bullets had, yeah, and they had like Antifa sayings and all that on the bullet casings and whatnot. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. But at the end of the day, Charlie Kirk's not here anymore. His wife and kids are going to go, without a husband, without a father. And it's just shouldn't have happened. Should not have happened. You guys ever played the Thief games? I've never played the Thief games. I remember when this one came out. Didn't do great, and like a month after it released, they were trying to sell it for like $2 at GameStop. What was the source from the FBI? No, there was stuff written on the bullet casings. Some people are saying, "Oh, it was just the name of the company that made the bullets." It's like, no. But we'll see when the trial comes out and the evidence is provided and all that stuff. We'll see. But hopefully it'll turn into something positive. But definitely shouldn't have happened. The bullets of those types of engravings, one had Helldivers 2 drop on them for an artillery. I mean, some of them are saying it's just gamer talk. But we'll see what the evidence says. I've never played. You got to be sneaky in these games, right? These are like stealth games. I'm really not good at stealth games. Deus Ex, maybe not so much a stealth. Well, I guess it could be a stealth game. What else we got? What else do we got? My YouTube crashed and the stream, so I'll watch you instead. Well, thank you, Josh O. Josh O. Babo. How you doing, Josh? I just finished like moving some stuff around my house because I gotta get access ready for the plumbers that are gonna be coming. The day before my birthday, they're gonna show up and start ripping up all the plumbing. So yeah, they're gonna tear open my wall, a couple of my walls, going onto my house. Yeah, getting a repipe done because I have the older poly. I forget the name of it. Poly something pipe. It's like older pipe that is. They used a lot of it back in the day. Apparently, it's not good. It gets brittle, lots of leaks. And essentially, my plumbing right now is just the pipes that I have right now. It's just like a ticking time bomb. Like the shelf life of this plumbing is like, from what I've read, 12 to 15 years. And this is like 30 plus years old. So it's just like, it's at any moment it could break. And now I'm putting PEX. PEX is like the newest, greatest thing. Though in 10 years, PEX will probably be like outdated too, and there'll be something newer. But yeah, I'm putting in PEX, which is supposed to be like the best stuff that we have now. So they're going to rip out all the old stuff, put in PEX, and hopefully that will last until, well, forever. Hopefully it will last a very long time. But yeah, the pipe that I have right now, it's you can't even sell a house here in Idaho unless the pipes get redone. Yeah, like you can't, like, if I was to sell my, I don't plan on selling my house, but if I was to sell my house, I would have to get the plumbing completely redone with the PEX before I could sell it, or probably have some kind of um like do some type of discount with the money so they could get it redone before the sale finished or something like that. Because like, yeah, you can't sell a house with these type of pipes anymore. Like insurance just won't cover it. But yeah, I'm getting the PEX. And I guess back when I first bought my house, like I looked into getting it done, but at the time I didn't have the money. I don't have the money now. My parents are going to help me do it. But supposedly back then, they gave me a quote of like $3,000 to completely redo my house. $3,000. Looking back, that seems incredibly cheap now because it's way more than $3,000 now. I'm like, there's no way it was $3,000 back then, but that was like 10 years ago. That was like 9 years ago. So prices have definitely gone up with like tariffs and everything. But yeah, getting the PEX now. Joshua says, I broke a PVC pipe coming out of my house by accident, so I had to fix that yesterday. I'm still having to fight with the flooding irrigation ditch in front of our house. Oh, it happens. It happens. But yeah, getting that done. So hopefully I won't have to worry about that in a while, in a very long time. Eventually I'm going to have to get my roof done. My HVAC system's probably going to have to be replaced at some point. My, like, heating, cooling, air conditioner. Had to replace my water heater a couple years ago. It was a year ago. That was like $1,800 for a new water heater. So having a house, it's nice, but it does require upkeep. It does require upkeep. Things do break. They do get old. But I've been incredibly lucky so far that these pipes have lasted as long as they have lasted, because a lot of people, they have a leak and then they have to like pump all the water out because they don't even realize they have a leak, and that causes all type of damage. And some people, they just have one leak, so they get that pipe replaced, but then there's more leaks, and when all said and done, they're paying more in the long run than if they just did it all at once. So I've been pretty lucky that nothing's happened yet, and hopefully we'll get this all the new pipe in, and it'll just last me for a very long time. Some put PEX on copper systems, so one goes bad, switch to the other. Yeah, they're gonna put PEX, and then it's gonna have like copper fittings that like come up through the floor, because I guess it's like better for vibrations and stuff. Because when you turn on the water, the pipes vibrate a little bit, and it's just better to have like some copper. It's like gonna have like copper fittings. Some people just run the PEX right through the floor. A lot of the plumbers we had come look at it said they would just do that, and then the plumber we're going with said they're gonna use copper fittings or whatever. And they're also gonna have to put it where my water heater is. They gotta take out the water heater, cut open the wall, put the pipe in, plaster it back up, put the water heater back in. But it's definitely going to be better than what I currently have. Yeah, PEX can't handle sunlight. Yeah. But these plumbers seem to know their stuff. The guy was here for like an hour just answering all our questions. He went under the house, looked at it. We had some guys saying, "Oh, you got to like slope this pipe more because it's not sloped. So your washing machine's not going to drain right." And he was like saying, "Yeah, you got to get this fixed." And then we asked the other plumber, and he's like, "No, this is sloped fine." Like, I don't know what that guy was trying to say. Just trying to get more money from you. And then they were also saying like the water pressure is too high. And then but the guy we first got, he didn't even like test the water pressure. and like my water pressure is higher than it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like, I think, over 70 or 80, and like right now my water pressure is like close to 100, so that like does more wear and tear on pipes. Um, but yeah, so hopefully everything will go according to plan, and they won't run into any crazy things that are going to cost more money. But yeah, and they're going to put like some type of thing, I forget the name of it, on the water thing, so it's going to limit the pressure, which is going to be good. So yeah, but I'm going to be like without water for like a couple days. Yeah, like a pressure valve. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's some type of pressure valve. And we got like quotes from like 4 or 5 different plumbers. And some of them, they didn't even test the water pressure. We had to like ask them to test the water pressure. Other people weren't even like giving us the option to like replace the pipes in the wall. They're just like, oh yeah, we're just going to cut this and blah, blah, blah. And like they didn't even go into the house and look to see if like the pipes running up to the shower and stuff need to be replaced. We're like, oh yeah, there's. So they were just gonna like probably add all that on later. Be like, oh well, we're already down here. This is gonna cost like $5,000 more. The guys we're going with, they seem pretty trustworthy and honest, and they got good reviews. So hopefully, it'll all work out. But yeah, so I've been doing that, getting my house kind of situated. When that happens, the day before my birthday, my parents are like, "This is your birthday present for the rest of your life. You're never getting another birthday present ever, because it's going to cost quite a bit of money." I should have got it done back when I moved in, because like it was way cheaper back then, I guess. But I've been lucky and nothing's broken yet. So Dungeons of Eternity. Dungeons of Eternity. I saw I saw part of your Skyrim live stream, Josho. I ended up falling asleep because I was like super tired. I'm not doing the pipe from the street to the house. That doesn't need to be replaced. They said that pipe is actually the heavier. They did look at it. It's the heavy duty type of pipe. It's like black. It's the pipe you're supposed to use. And they said that's still in really good shape, so I don't have to do it. Because I asked them about it, because I'm always getting letters in the mail saying, if you get this insurance, if that pipe breaks, we'll have it covered. So I'm like, do I need to get that insurance? Is this pipe good? Is it old? They looked at it, they're like, no, this still has like a lot of life left into it. So I'm not gonna have to get that replaced. They said it should last a very long time still. So that's good. So yeah, it's just the plumbing underneath my house. So that's a plus. Mass Effect Trilogy. My old teacher put copper pipes in his house years ago, and they still work really well. Yeah, copper is probably like, from what I've heard, it's like, I think the best, but it's also like the most expensive. But I feel like this pipe's going to last a very long time. Because I don't really use a lot of water. I'm very stingy on the water. Joshua Babo knows this. I even had a plan at one point. I'm like, I'm gonna like put a shower outside so I can wash dishes and take a shower at the same time and save water. And I was like, I could put my car in my yard, take a shower on top of my car, wash dishes. So I wash my car, wash my dishes, and get a shower at the same time. Yeah. I had some crazy ideas that I never did it. But I thought about it. Get the pressure down to 50. Yeah. They said it shouldn't be like over 70. Well, they said the max is like 80, but it should really not really be over 70. And mine's like 100. So they're like, we don't know how these pipes are still like how nothing's broken, but like your water pressure is way too high. These pipes, like, yeah. So I've been very lucky. Maybe if I wasn't so stingy with my water, they would have broken or started leaking a long time ago. But because I am, I don't know. Maybe that's why. But it'll be nice to have all that done. They're gonna put like new shower heads and a new shower uh, valve thing. So that's all gonna be brand new. And these guys, they're gonna like have to cut into the wall to replace the pipe and stuff. But they also are going. They're not gonna repair it themselves, but they have like this drywall guy that's gonna come in and replace the drywall and everything. It's like a different company, but they're like partnered with them. So it's like they'll give me like a different quote for that because you don't really want a plumber doing drywall. Like a plumber, good at plumbing, not so good at drywall repair. So, but like with the other people I was looking at, they just like cut the hole in the wall and then it's up to you to like find a contractor to fix it. And but these guys they do it all at once. So like it's all done. They get approval from the contractor. He comes out, tells you how much it's going to be, and it's all like done simultaneously. So when the plumbing's done, everything's good to go. Cost it a little bit more, but yeah. I think the stinginess helped Josh. I do. I do. Josh used to be my roommate. Um, One time I hid all the dishes in my house because I didn't want to do dishes. So we had like 3 knives, 3 forks, 3 plates because I thought it would save water and keep the dirty dishes low. I still think it was a great idea. I'm the only one that thought that, but I think it was genius. I think it was genius. I think half my dishes are still out in my garage because I'm too lazy to bring them back inside. Oh, I watched a good movie the other day, Josh, was like a couple weeks ago. It's called Primitive War. It's like God's no, it's like Jurassic Park, but in Vietnam. So it's like a war movie but with dinosaurs. Made on a low budget, like around between probably $7 and $10 million. Not bad. I mean, not the greatest movie ever made, but I liked it better than the new Jurassic Park movie. And the special effects, some of the shots were pretty good. Some of the CGI and stuff, like, could go toe to toe with Jurassic Park. Obviously, not all of it, but some of it was like, hey, this looks like a high budget movie. So I don't know, I enjoyed it. It's gonna be coming to streaming services at some point. I don't think they brought it there yet, but I recommend it. I thought it was good. I also watched a couple more movies from the same director. Not amazing. One of them's called Occupation. Watch that free on YouTube. Not great. I mean, not amazing. But then I watched Occupation number two. It's called Occupation Rainfall. Also, I think available on YouTube or Tubi, another free streaming service. That was actually like compared to the first one, is like night and day different. Like had some decent CG, good battle scenes. Felt like way bigger budget. Um. So yeah, Logan's Run on YouTube. Lots of and buts, but interesting. Logan's Run. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Is it like a car movie, like a racing movie? Or am I thinking of something else? But I've been like watching some free movies on Tubi and stuff. Wing Commander was really good too. Oh yeah, that's free on YouTube as well. I saw that a while ago. The thing about YouTube though is they censor a lot of their free movies. You gotta watch like a crap ton of commercials. If you have like YouTube Premium, they probably don't. It's probably like a different copy of the movie they show or whatever. But to watch the free version with the commercials, they censor a lot. Maybe it just depends on the movie because they want to make it advertiser friendly or whatever. But I watched an action movie, and like I kid you not, they cut out every single scene of the bad guys getting shot. So it was like a rated R movie, but you'd like see, the good guy come face to face with the bad guy. One of them would like pull out a gun, and then it would just like hard cut to like the guy dead on the ground, and then the scene moves on. Like they just cut out the entire action, all of it, just gone. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? It's so frustrating. But I ended up watching the whole movie anyway because I'm like, okay, I've already gotten halfway in, and I'm just like, I'll just watch it. But they cut out a lot of stuff. Some movies not as bad, but I guess it probably depends on the violence in the movie. But Premium cuts the commercials, but also a lot of the swearing and yeah. Yep. I watched a movie. It was like a science fiction movie. It's called Terror in Space or something. I think it was Terror in Space, something like that. But they censored parts of it because it was like a rated R movie, and some of the scenes, from what I heard, like pretty nuts. So they cut some of the scenes out, which I didn't realize until I did some research on it. But apparently, James Cameron, aka the Avatar director, Titanic, he like started off working on that movie as like he did like some of the matte paintings and stuff. He started off working in that department and kind of worked his way up all the way to like the like assistant director of the movie. And so it feels very similar to Aliens. It's like, why does this feel so like similar to Aliens? Like, and it felt like bigger budget than it actually was. I'm like, oh, James Cameron worked on it, and then he also did his Aliens movie, and so a lot of it, like even with like the suit design for the characters, it looked very similar, and yeah, so I'm like, that's why it seems so similar. So it's like he took a lot from what he learned on that movie, and then kind of did it his way with his Alien movie. So that was kind of interesting to know that he worked on it and kind of moved his way up the ranks. Not the best movie ever made, but yeah, it's kind of cool to know that James Cameron worked on it. Played a very big part in it. It's like called Terrors in Space or something. You'd have to look it up. But I think it's the movie he did before he did Piranha. I think he did a movie called Piranha, but it was the one he did right before Piranha, I believe. But the interesting, I also heard James Cameron he's like trying to write a new script for a new Terminator movie because he has so much time on his hands with Avatar. I don't know how he's doing all this stuff, but apparently he's working on some kind of like screenplay for a new Terminator movie. I need to watch. I think there's a couple. Excuse me, a couple Terminators that I still need to watch. I'm a little still behind. A little bit behind. But yeah, if you want to, hey, RoboCop's on sale. I still need to play that. If you want a kind of decent, low budget, like B level movie, Project Rainfall. Not Project. Wait, no, it's Occupation Rainfall, and they're supposed to be making a third one too. But yeah, first one, Occupation, not great, but the second one continues the story. Definitely, they learned a lot because like the director has like a background in I think special effects and stuff. So they did a lot on a low budget. So pretty decent. Like acting, not amazing. I fell asleep toward the end, so I'm not exactly sure how it ended. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch some of it. But yeah, it's called Occupation Rainfall. Is the second one, which is the better movie. Like the first movie, I think it's kind of cool to see the first movie and then to see how much they improved on the second one because it's honestly night and day from the first and the second. Even the first one, they had some good explosions and stuff, but you could tell it was like really low budget. Like the aliens in it, like they just look like kind of humans, but like in like armor. And it kind of looks like medieval type armor. The armor looks decent, but it's like all of them look the same. All of them have the same kind of gun. But in the second movie, like it's just like night and day different. Like it's still like obviously low budget, but they did a lot with it. So there's like different types of aliens in it. One of the main characters, he's like an alien, and the makeup's pretty well done. You can tell that like they had the makeup for the alien, and then they kind of like use CG to make his mouth move. So it's not, it works, but you can tell that's kind of what they did. But it's night and day better than the first one. And then Primitive War, same director. It's like every movie he just like gets better at it, steps it up, and it's like an Australian director, and I believe they filmed it in Australia. They filmed Primitive War in Australia too, but yeah, not bad, not bad. At the very least, watch the trailer for Primitive War because not bad, not bad. Not the best movie ever made, but I thought it was more entertaining than the new Jurassic Park. Had some really cool dinosaur kills and stuff. So I thought it was pretty fun. But when it comes to streaming, I recommend checking it out. I'm sure they'll like put it on Netflix or something. But yeah, Josh, I saw your Skyrim live stream. I will say I like the kind of like the dragon you had kind of playing on loop with the cool kind of filter on it. I liked that. I would say though, I would flip it. So I would put like your face, your webcam at the top of the screen, and then the dragon at the bottom. Because when I was watching it on my phone, like the comments and stuff were covering up a lot of your face because it was at the bottom, and even like part of where it says like post a YouTube comment, but be respectful, blah blah blah. Like that wouldn't go away, so that was like covering up part of your face because you were at the bottom of the screen. So if you just flip it and you put the dragon at the bottom, I think that would make it more watchable because then we can see your face, we can see the gameplay, and then the dragon that's on loop. It looks cool, but it's like kind of less distracting. So I would say just flip it. But that would be my only critique. Other than that, stream looked good, and I thought the flying dragon was a nice touch. It looked nice and professional. It just like when your face is at the bottom of the screen, it like cut off part of it because of the chat and everything. So yeah, I would just flip it, and then you'll be Gucci. You'll be Gucci. Let me go to where's my wish list? Bulletstorm full. Hey, the full clip edition. That's only $4. I'm kind of tempted to get this. When does this end? End September 29th. Okay, I still got a little bit of time. I'll throw that in my cart just because. I have this on Xbox 360. I think I also have it on Xbox One, and I think I got it on Nintendo Switch as well. I haven't beat it yet, but I don't know. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. I can't remember if this was made by Cliff Bleszinski, the guy who made Gears of War. Maybe it's the same. Did he make Gears of War? No. But I think it's like made on the same engine or something because it feels very similar to Gears of War. It has like the same type of vibe. Has some cool like mechanics and stuff too. You can also like get points for the different kind of kills you do. Like the more creative you are with the kills, the more points you get, and then you unlock different powers and whatnot. I think the full clip edition you get to play as the guy from Wolfenstein, maybe like he's a playable character, something like that. I don't know. For $4, 90% off. It's a fun game. $4, not bad. Okay, wait. Let me go back to my wish list. What do we got here? What do we got? More Croft, Vikings. I might go see a movie tomorrow. I don't know. I thought about maybe seeing The Long Walk. It's that Stephen King movie. But then at the same time, I'm like, I'm not a big fan of Stephen King as a person. I mean, the stuff he said about Charlie Kirk, So I'm debating on if I want to like pay money to like watch a movie based off of his book, you know. And also the movie looks kind of intense. I don't know. We'll see. But there's some other movies I might want to watch too. So we'll see. We'll see. I think Toy Story. They're doing like an anniversary of the first Toy Story. So maybe I'll go watch Toy Story. And I might go with my one coworker, the guy who played Thor at Disneyland. He's like my new movie watching buddy. Went to go see Dark Knight. Before that, we went to go see Fantastic Four. Yeah, he played Thor at Disneyland until he got hurt, and then now he's working with me at the thrift store. But he plans on going back and working for Disney again. But he ended up getting hurt on the set of, what was it? That one movie with Chris Hemsworth. There's 3 of them on Netflix now. What's it called? What's the name of it, guys? Chris Hemsworth Netflix movie. There's 3 of them. It's kind of like known for its like super long action cuts. It's like all one cut. What movie am I thinking of? There's 3 of them, I think. Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor. I can't remember the name of it. Extraction, yeah, Extraction. So he was a stuntman on Extraction. He was playing like one of the henchmen or whatever that's gonna get beat up or whatever. Ended up like first day on set, he ended up hurting something, so he couldn't continue, and so now he's I think that happened like 4 or 5 months ago. So he's like, I guess, waiting for whatever got injured to like heal itself or whatever. But he still has he has a 5-year contract with Disney. He did 2 of those years, so he still has 3 years. He can come back whenever he wants. But yeah, it's kind of cool that he was like in a movie as a stuntman. I don't know if he made it in any of the scenes because he got hurt pretty early on. But yeah, he plays Thor at Disneyland. Maybe it's Disney World, Disneyland or Disney World. I don't know. But yeah. And see, at first I thought it was just like, goes around in the Thor costume, says hi to people. He does that, but he also does like the live action, like the stage shows and stuff, where like, you go to the show and there's stunts and stuff and people swinging from ropes, and it's like this like kind of acted out stage to play type of thing, but there's like action and explosions. He did like stunt work for that and stuff too. And then yeah, so he did that because like his friend worked at Disney. I mean at Disney World, and then he was like just hanging out with them one day, and like he was playing with like some type of was it you Wakanda spear or something from the Black Panther movies. He wasn't supposed to be playing with it, but like his friend like filmed him like doing like just spinning it around and stuff and like pretending like he was fighting. And his friend filmed him doing it, and he showed it to like the executives at Disneyland, and they like pulled him into the office. Or like, they talked to him, and at first he thought he was like in trouble because he wasn't supposed to be playing with the spear. But they were like, "So you done any stunt work? Are you like trained with any like stunts?" And he's like, "No, I just do it for fun with my friends or whatever." They're like, "Well, we think you have potential. Would you want to like work for us and like go to like stunt school and be Thor and whatever?" So he's like, "Sure." So he signed like a 5-year contract, and he went to stunt school. He kind of helped coordinate stunts and whatnot for the different things they got going at Disney. But then he got hurt. But he also got an offer to go back because that one friend that helped him get in, he plays the Mandalorian at the park. So he like goes around holding Baby Yoda. He ended up getting hurt on one of his shows or whatever. He was wondering if the guy I work with could fill in for him because he just puts on the armor. You don't really have to see his face. But he ended up not doing it because he would have had to like. He's still kind of healing from his injury that he got on the set of Extraction. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool to work with a guy that works for Disney. And that's kind of been on the set of a movie. He looks kind of he does look like Thor. Like he's got long hair and everything. Kind of a cross between Chris Hemsworth and Bradley Cooper. A lot of people say he looks like Bradley Cooper. But yeah, I'll possibly go see a movie with him tomorrow. Maybe I'll see. I have to check because he hasn't been feeling too well. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. But yes, Midnight Suns. Isn't that like a turn-based game? Yeah. Short film in a ditch. Exactly. You film it in a ditch. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Heard some good things about Split Fiction, but for $44, nah, not happening. I also heard they're making a new Tomb Raider. Amazon's making a Tomb Raider show. It's gonna have what's her name, Sophia something, the girl who was in Game of Thrones. Some people have kind of mixed feelings about it because maybe it's Sophie Turner, maybe. Because some people say she can't act and they didn't like her acting in Game of Thrones, but that's all I've really seen her in. So I don't really know what her acting skills are. But yeah, so she's going to be the new Tomb Raider for Amazon, I guess. I'm just like, I'll watch it. Like, I don't care. Tomb Raider. But all the Tomb Raiders are on sale right now. They're all on sale. I already own them all, but if you haven't played them, I beat the first one. Haven't tried the other ones yet. Boom, 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 boom. Do, 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 do. Specials. Where's my cell phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. It's in my pocket. Da, 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 da. But it's been pretty nice lately. The weather's been cooling off. I kind of got excited because somebody donated an e-bike battery. And it's like the same brand of battery one of my e-bikes is. So I ended up buying it. Turns out I think it's like the newest version of the e-bike. So it's like the electric 4.0 or whatever. I have the 2.0. and the battery doesn't fit, so I ended up returning it. But I was excited because I'm like, yo, these batteries are like $200. I was gonna get it for like $10, but it didn't fit, so I ended up returning it. It's like all the other batteries like fit, but the newest one they made it a different size, so it didn't fit. So it is what it is. But you know, I guess I saved myself $10. What is World War Legion? The free-to-play game? Mostly negative reviews. Well, I'm not gonna bother installing it if it's mostly negative reviews. Do 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 do. Was playing some Star Wars Racer the other night until it crashed on me. But man, I love that game. Played it all the time on my Nintendo 64. All the time. And then my brother, he's thinking it. Well, he's got his permit right now. He's trying to get his license, and then he's going to be looking for like a car, probably on like Facebook Marketplace or something. Now that was pod racing, exactly. But yeah, he's hoping to get his license soon, and then he's potentially going to try to get a part-time job working at UPS, maybe. He works at Walmart right now, but he wants to maybe get a part-time job. And if he gets this car and his license, it'll kind of open up new opportunities because he'll be able to like drive to the different places he would want to work. So he's thinking about maybe trying out UPS because one of his coworkers also works there part time. I told him like, hey, if it's good, if you like it, if you think I'd like it, let me know, and we could like carpool. I'd get a part time job. They pay like $21 an hour to start. $21 an hour. Which I mean, I'm making 16 right now. $21, dang. Granted, it's part-time work though. During the holidays, they like offer more hours, and I think anything over 5 hours per day is considered overtime for them. Whereas like for me, it's like you got to work over 40 hours to start getting overtime. With them, it's like anything over 5 hours for that day. So like if you work 6 hours, one of those hours is going to be time and a half. I think they also get like time and a half for holidays and stuff too. So I told him like, yo, if you end up working there, let me know how it is, and I might come work part time as well, just to try it out. I also heard that the hiring process is like super quick. You like just go to their website, fill out your application, watch like a 10-minute video, and then like if you meet the requirements or whatever, you can actually start like almost the same day. You know, so hiring process is pretty quick. Apparently, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it means like they just can't keep people and they always need new people and people are just constantly in and out. I don't know, but he likes unloading trucks and stuff at Walmart. Like that's his favorite thing to do. And at UPS, that's basically all you do. You're either loading the trucks or you're unloading the trucks. At least that's the job he'd be applying for. You wouldn't be like a driver or anything. So maybe it's in his wheelhouse. I don't know. But I told him, yo, if it's any good, if you like it, let me know. And then maybe I can get a part-time job, make some extra cheddar, build up the war chest again. Because I was thinking about asking my siblings to move back in with me. Turns out they already renewed their lease on their apartment for like another year, so that ain't gonna be happening anytime soon. I asked him if he wants to move in with me. He's like, no. So I'm like, okay, I won't get any more roommates for now. Maybe I'll just get a part-time job or something. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll just be me and my brand new plumbing. Me and my brand new plumbing. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Hobbit movies because I watched the extended versions, director's cut of the Lord of the Rings movies. They were replaying them at one of the theaters here. Actually took some time off of work so I could go watch them. I left a couple hours early from work, and I got to rewatch all of those on the big screen, extended cut, like 4 hours each. Totally worth it. But now I want to go back and watch the Hobbit movies because it's been a while since I've seen the Hobbit movies. I've been seeing like clips on my newsfeed and stuff of like behind the scenes making of for the Hobbit. Apparently, what's his name? The Del Toro guy. I can never pronounce his first name, but the guy who made the Hellboy movies, last name's Del Toro. Is it Guillermo something like that? Del Toro. I guess he was originally going to make the movies, but then last minute something happened. He couldn't do it, or he decided not to. So they're like, hey, Peter Jackson, would you want to make the movies? So he stepped in last minute, didn't have like any pre-production done. So he was like, they were like basically building the sets and like the props and stuff like as the movies were being made, and he was doing it all three of them at once. So that's crazy because the movies aren't as good as in my opinion as the Lord of the Rings movies, but for the Lord of the Rings movies, like he had months ahead of time, like in advance to like plan everything out and make all the armor, make all the practical effects, and do the makeup and everything. For these movies, he kind of like had to rely on green screen a lot, because they didn't have a lot of the sets made, and you know they didn't have all the pre-productions. It was like building the bridge as he was doing it, you know, like laying the track as the train's coming. And I didn't know all this at the time, so with all that considered, they actually didn't turn out that bad, you know? Not as good as The Lord of the Rings, but still. Not bad. Not bad. But, yeah. That's something I didn't know about that before. That he just kind of took over the reins and very short notice. Didn't have, like, any production completed. And he was just doing it all. Doing it all. Theater in my hometown is such a mess just to get inside. Pound electric chaos to print your tickets. Going a zigzag line. Have to make sure that you didn't pick the wing showing or the wrong showing or seat. Yeah, they from all the theaters I've gone to here, they've replaced they've like installed those like touchscreen kiosks too. So like there's not even, I mean, there'll be like a person checking the ticket, but like you got to make sure it's the right one. When I went to go see the Lord of the Rings movie, one of them, like the ticket dispenser thing, like the paper for the printer, like it was out of paper. So he had to go grab the guy. The guy didn't know how to replace the paper. So he had to find another guy to replace the paper. And then it like printed like 20 tickets out. It was a mess. But we ended up getting our tickets. But yeah, it's like you got to do it all yourself now. I mean, I guess you could buy it from the concession stand, but I don't know. It's like if they're gonna make you do it yourself, they should lower the price of the ticket because now they don't have to pay that employee anymore. They'll be like, you should lower the price of the ticket or something. Give me some free popcorn if you're just gonna make me check myself out. Same at Walmart. If you're gonna make me ring myself up at the self checkouts, then I should be getting paid for it. I should be getting a little bit of a discount. But that's not how they think. I'm pretty sure that's not how it goes. What is Starbirds? Early access resource management. Colorful. Star Wars Jedi bundle. What is this? You get Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I think I get it for cheaper because I already own one of them. So it would have been like 25. But I'm not going to get this one yet because I still haven't played the first one. So there's really no point in me getting the second one. I am kind of excited for the Star Wars movie that's coming out with Ryan Gosling. It's called Star Wars Starfighter or something. Gonna have Ryan Gosling in it. I'm a Gosling fan. Arena Breakout. What is this? Got it. Okay, NVIDIA thing I'll never use. Thank you for the pop-up, but no thank you. Go back to my wish list. Did I look through all the stuff on my wish list? Lawn mowing simulator. What else we got here? Some other games, a little too pricey for me. Little too pricey. Robin Hood. I do like the Munchkin. I do like the Munchkin board game, card game. I haven't played it in a long time because I got nobody to play with. But that was fun. And those games are not on sale yet. Da, 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 da. Hey, thank you for the likes, by the way, guys. 4 likes on the video. Thank you for that. I wonder how many subscribers I've lost. When I posted, like, if you're happy about the Charlie Kirk thing, then unsubscribe. I lost some, not a whole lot of subscribers, but I lost some. I got some really nasty comments on that post. Banned those guys and reported them. Reported them to YouTube because I don't play that game. All right, I don't play that game. But yeah, I've been I've been distancing myself from a couple of work friends. Just because I don't know. Just because I know they didn't like the guy. And I feel like maybe some of their views align with some other people I've seen on Twitter. I can't say for sure, but I'm just like I don't really want to be around that toxicity at the moment. So maybe at some point in the future I'll start hanging out with them again, but I'm just going to be like, "Yo, that doesn't fly with me. If you think it's a good thing, then you can tell me now. Because if you do think it's a good thing, we're not hanging out anymore." But for now, I'm just like, I need some space because, no. Nope. And I know for a fact that back when Trump almost got assassinated, that they were mad that he didn't. So I'm like, okay, if you were mad that he didn't get assassinated, then I have a feeling you're probably, have a similar feeling about Charlie Kirk. And that just kind of pissed me off. So I'm like, no, I don't really want to be around that. And when the Luigi guy killed the pharmaceutical company CEO or whatever, they were happy about that. I'm like, enough is enough. I don't want to be affiliated with people who think that's a good thing. So I'm taking a step back. What is Dead Reset? Severed Steel, I got this game. This game is only $1.24. It's actually pretty fun. Very fast-paced, crazy gunplay. Got very good reviews, and it's only $1.24, 95% off. Single player. Might have some type of scoreboard system. I don't know, but kind of a cool game. I suck at it, but Severed Steel. Recommend it. Levi Dawns. How you doing, Levi? You have a crush on who? Aiden? Who's Iden? What are you talking about, Levi? Do 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 do. Cryptic reflex. Do 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 do. DayZ. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Is there a character named Iden in Star Wars Battlefront 2? Iden Battle. Wait, what the freak? Battlefront 2. Let me look this up. Oh, this person? I think I have Battlefront 2. I've never really played the story or anything. Is that? I think like her actual character is what she looks like in real life too. Kind of cool. Looter Shooter. The First Descendant. Isn't this like a free? This is a free to play game. I watched American Graffiti for the first time the other night. Directed by George Lucas. It was alright. It's kind of cool to like see the old cars, old classic cars and stuff. Wasn't like a super fast-paced movie. Kind of some strange. I don't know, strange. I mean, back in the day, I guess I don't know. Just some things are kind of like different nowadays than they were back then, I guess. But it's one of like those type of movies for like the time period. It's like kind of interesting to see. But like all these teenagers just like driving around these like super nice cars. And just back in the day, like that's what cars look like. Like all the cars that we consider like classics now, that was just like the cars the way they looked. Like they just look super fancy, super nice, leather seats. They're just like these teenagers driving around in them. It's like now all the cars are just like super like basic looking, you know. And if you were to try to buy the cars like in those movies these days, it'd be like a lot of money because they're all classics. But back then, like, you know, that was just the cars they had. They were just really well made. Well, I feel like the speed they would go was probably lower too, lower speeds. I feel like everything was probably made with like complete metal, like everything was metal and stuff. I don't know how much fiberglass they actually had. So they probably weighed more and didn't probably have a lot of good gas mileage. So they have made improvements. I don't think they ever had airbags back then. The seat belts probably not the same kind of quality they are these days, but you know, they looked cool. But yeah, I watched American Graffiti for the first time. Interesting movie. As far as I know, George Lucas directed Star Wars. Well, like a handful of the Star Wars movies. I think maybe I think the first one. Yeah. Well, because I heard he like I don't know. Like I thought he had like some other people direct the other ones, but he was like the assistant director type thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. but then American Graffiti as well. And then after Star Wars, like, I don't know if he did anything after Star Wars. He just kind of retired. Oh, wait, he did Indiana Jones, I believe, right? Or maybe that was Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. I think they kind of teamed up and did those ones. Right? I can't remember. Who directed the the Indiana Jones movies? Was that George Lucas? Maybe George Lucas produced it and Steven Spielberg directed, or maybe it was the other way around. I can't remember. But I know they both worked on it. And they had Harrison Ford in them. I can't remember, though. I can't remember. Classic. Darkstone. Do 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 do. I can't remember. I can't remember who directed. It's either Steven Spielberg or George Lucas, or maybe a combination of both. I can't remember. But guys, it's getting late. It's just past midnight, and I'm getting kind of tired. So I'm going to wrap this stream up. Thank you guys for popping in. I might stream at some point tomorrow. Like I said, I might go see a movie. Try to get my mind off things. But probably be streaming at some point tomorrow. But if you haven't already, turn on notifications. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't, obviously. If you want to help support the channel, you can hit the join button. Become a channel member. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Thanks for hanging out. And I will catch you in the next video. Until then, my name is Adam. Stay safe out there. And I will catch you later. Until then, keep calm and game on. Toodles!